Welcome to the Whole Lotta Woman podcast, where we explore, explain, and discuss what makes us a whole lot of women in today's society. I created the Whole Lotta Woman brand to embrace the four traits that I feel make someone a whole lot of woman in today's world, and those are beauty, brain, strength, and standards. We'll be covering a variety of topics from relationships to real estate. If you would like to join this sisterhood, please subscribe, share with a friend, and stay tuned for more.
I won't be defined, stars are aligned. What's for me is mine. I'm a whole lot of woman. I'm a whole lot of. I've been refined, beauty's divine. All things in God's time. I'm a whole lot of woman. I'm a whole lot of woman. This for all my women, 'cause you're a whole lot of woman. I'm a whole lot of woman. I'm a whole lot of woman. This for all my women, 'cause you're a whole lot of woman.
Hey ladies, it's January the 9th, and this month is all about finding your purpose. So today we're discussing about using your brain to find your purpose. And the first thing I want to say is give yourself credit for all your accomplishments. Any accomplishment that you've achieved, make sure you give yourself credit for it, because I don't want you to downplay yourself because you're not where you want to be yet, but you're not giving yourself credit for what you've been through, so celebrate your accomplishments, no matter how big or small. They all took dedication, hard work, and effort to reach, so pat yourself on the back for that. And I say that because I got my master's degree online, and I feel like that's the reason I didn't really, and I got my undergrad like on the art. I went to college. I went to Johnson C. Smith, and so I feel like because I didn't go to school physically the same way, I didn't give myself credit for actually having a master's degree. I still had to do homework and all the same kind of stuff, but I didn't really give myself credit for it until I would mention it randomly to people that have known me for a while. They're like, "You got a master's?" I'm like, "Oh yeah." I might be saying it in this, as far as like applying for a job. I'm like, "Oh yeah," they say you got a master's degree. I got that. And they were like, "You got a master's?" I'm like, "Yeah." So many people have had that, have reacted to me like that. And I'm like, "Oh, I guess I don't be telling people." I didn't realize I didn't say it like that. I always talk about undergrad, but and because I went online, it was like there was no experiences to be talking about. So it's just, why would I be talking about, oh, when I was in online school? There's nothing. It's not a conversation starter or a finisher. So I just said that to say that. Give yourself credit for all your accomplishments, no matter how big or small you think they might be. It might be something that somebody else tried to achieve and couldn't. And if you looking to like change your career, or you want to like go down a new path, like content creator, small business owner, you might want to use some of those accomplishments to apply to your new path and your new purpose, So that's why you got to give yourself credit for having them so you can apply them. And you also, when finding your purpose, and I'm talking about like I'm saying, walking down, changing careers or something like that, starting businesses, I want you to also make sure you research the pros and the cons of that path, so you can consider if that's something that's actually doable and achievable with what you currently have going on in life. Because it's certain things that you wanted to do at 18 that it might not be as easy to do when you're 45 with 3 kids, So you can go back to college. You can go to college, but you won't be able to get that yard experience. You know what I mean? You have to go online. So it's stuff like that, the pros and cons. Things like taxes for business owners and content creators. Because, if you're going from a corporate 9-to-5 job, you don't know what taxes are like for a content creator or a small business owner. So that's the kind of stuff you got to look at, because that's a different ball game. And you got to research things like the mental health aspect of that field, because a lot of fields could have burnout aspects to them. Like content creators have burnout. It's corporate jobs that have burnout. Just think about it and research the pros and the cons. Talk to people that that are in that industry. Look at videos from people that are in the industry. YouTube has everything, so it's always ways to do your research and find out what they don't want you to know. The other side of the game. Consider the sacrifices that you would have to make to achieve that goal as well. Do you have to quit your job? Do you have to take out a loan? Are you going to be losing time with loved ones? So think about the risk and return on the investment, when you are considering changing paths and finding your purpose. For example, like influencers have to like spend time making content and investing in their equipment and dealing with comments that affect their mental health. So if you're not somebody that is mentally strong, you need to take that into consideration before you decide to be a public figure. Because if the comments are gonna send you off the edge, everybody's not gonna love everything you do. I know you might feel like they should, but it happens to everybody. So that's something you have to be considerate of. Sometimes it's expensive depending on what kind of equipment you want to buy, depending on whatever you're doing. Is that something you can afford? So do you have to take out a loan? Is your credit good enough to take out a loan? So, think about the bigger picture and the small details at the same time. And just think about what passions you have and like what you want to explore. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about, like when finding your purpose. Think about what passions you have, what you want to explore. You don't have to give up everything and just walk on faith and quit your job, but just start doing things that make you happy. Like things like starting a hobby that you could do for fun on the side. Something like that can just blossom into something greater. Like that's what I'm doing right now with the podcast. Like I got a regular job, but I do this in my free time, and I do want to end up being a full-time podcaster one day. I will be. Let's say that. I'm claiming it now. And so there are free websites for a lot of stuff. You could create your own website. You got Fiverr if you need outsourcing for stuff. It's just so many ways to make your dream come true or to market yourself. If you have skills, you can sell your skills on Fiverr. It's just so many possibilities out there. I just want you to think about what you like doing and make that your thing. Like I said, you don't have to quit your job and walk out on faith, but I feel like everybody should do something that makes them happy and fulfilled, because what is life? Life is not just about going to work and going to bed and eating dinner every day, and then only on the weekends you can hang out with your friends. It's other ways to find joy and fulfillment, and I want everybody to be able to have that. And you got to think, like, some businesses start with, a Cricut machine and a heat press. You start making shirts for your family, then it's the family reunion, then you doing other people's family reunions, and you got a little side hustle. So it's just so many possibilities. You can learn a new language, anything. And just consider ways to start working towards your passions. Like, what does it take? Like I said, do you need to take a class? Do you need a certification? Do you need a loan? You know what I mean? Do you need to buy equipment? Just research the quality. Like, if you do need to buy equipment, you got to research the quality and the cost of the equipment. What equipment is good for beginners. How to use the equipment. And what resources do you need to get started? Like, do you need a website? Wix and Shopify are popular sites for creating online stores. So even if something like Etsy for selling like handmade stuff, figure out what it is for you. That's why I said Fiverr as well. If you a lawyer, you could do trademarks. That you could sell your stuff on Fiverr. That's who I went through to get my trademark. So do people that sell logos. If my niece, she sells stickers. Like, she can draw and stuff like that. She sells stickers. Like, that's just her little side thing that she does for fun. If you need to get your tax ID, you can go to irs.gov and search for employer identification number, and the link is right there for the application, and you do that, and it takes 20-30 minutes. I did mine, and you get it right then. So you're looking for your tax ID number, or you need a tax ID number, irs.gov, and then search employer identification number. That's the EIN number. You also want to consider what resources you have access to. So talk to people in your inner circle and see, who they might know that might be able to help you, or you might, if they have connections, you got to open your mouth. You got to be able to talk to people, and you never know what doors people in your circle can open for you, or what people they can introduce you to, So, that'll be just a step up to helping you get to your, to closer down your journey. For example, you might be 2 people away from somebody that can help you turn your dreams into a reality. You never know. Like my homegirl, she introduced me to someone that helps with funding and stuff. So I'm learning about, I got somebody I can reach out to that can teach me about how to get funding for my business. When I went to her event, it was a conference for how to get funding, but I ended up meeting somebody at the conference that can teach, that is teaching me, or not teaching me, she's helping me get my small business owner certification. So you just never know. Open your mouth, network. That's very, very important in a lot of, situations. I can't think of one path you got to go down with networking with help. Singing, acting, content creating, business. So talk to people. Figure out what you need, and be just vocal about your plans. Tell people what you bring to the table and what your vision is and what your plan for execution is. You can't just go up to somebody and be like, yeah, I want you to invest in my business. I want to sell hats. That's just it. You ain't told them what kind of hats, what's special about the hats, where you getting the hats from, how much the hats cost, who you plan on selling the hats to. You just want they money or they help. Know what you're talking about when you do talk to people. And when you sound like you know what you're talking about, it gets people excited for you. And they might offer solutions that you didn't even know were out there. Like somebody that, like I said, might want to be able to invest in your business or provide some kind of funding. Somebody that can help you with your credit repair. A real estate agent if you're looking for a house. A photographer, makeup artist, car salesman, anything. But you got to open your mouth, Also, keep in mind and consider if you actually need to gain more education about the field or, the path that you're trying to go on before you just jump into it. When you do your research, figure out what is really required to attain that goal. Do you need certifications? Do you need to shadow somebody? Or do you need to work your way up like an apprentice somewhere? If you have to use technology, make sure you learn how to use your equipment. I wasted my money and my time with somebody before, and I let the person, she was supposed to do my makeup and take my pictures. The makeup was good, but the pictures weren't, because she didn't actually know how to use her camera, and I'm trying to show products, and you got the light turned up too much on some pictures. You got me turned to the side. You're not capturing the actual product of the picture. I couldn't even use the stuff. So I remember I was going through the pictures, and it was like all the pictures was so dark looking, you know what I mean? Because you done took pictures of me about 6 outfits, and you got me thinking we snapping through it. You like boom, 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 bam, next, boom, 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 next. So I'm like, okay. So I go look at the pictures, y'all. And I'm like, I'm in my head, I'm thinking like, dang, it's dark. The light is low for us to have all this light in here. Boom. Get to about the 5th outfit. The light is like the pictures light up. I was like, why these pictures lighter than the other ones? She talking about because I pressed the button. I was like, you ain't know what the button did? She was like, I'm like, girl. And in my head, I'm like, girl, like, I done wasted my time, because the pictures would be cute as far as pictures of me, but it's not nothing I can use for my website. This is not product shots. You know what I mean? But acting like you want to be a photographer. And I'm thinking you doing something. You got the camera. I ain't know you ain't know how to use it. You ain't read the instructions. You ain't pulled it out the box in 3 years. So if you're going to be serious, you know what I'm saying, about it, take the time to learn. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your money. And don't waste other people's time. Because it's a waste of money to buy equipment that you never going to use because you refuse to take the time. The only thing that's going to do is hurt your brand. That's the only thing it's going to do, you know. And if you don't put in the effort, who is? I always say, never stop supporting your own business. You got to support your own business if you want other people to support your own business. And half-ass returns, sorry to say it like that, but you know, half-ass investment is gonna get half-ass return in your business. And that's why me personally, I'm taking off this year the podcast. I'm gonna be more consistent. I'm ready because I want to be a full-time podcaster one day. So I can't do that if I'm not being consistent. So take accountability. You got to take accountability for what you are doing, what you're not doing, and understand what you have to do if you do want to take certain paths. You know, like I said, everything got its risk. Content creating, what, you know, I ain't gonna say risk. Well, risk, yeah, because like I said, it's the mental health stuff. Because if you can't handle that, you don't need to get into it. Business owners, you know, businesses fail. You got to take that risk. You know, so when you decide you want to go down certain paths, do you need funding for those? You know, if you want to become a photographer, that's kind of expensive, you know, especially between getting the equipment and then trying to market yourself. That costs, everything costs, you know. So do you know how to gain funding if you don't have it? Like, do some research on how to get investors, learn how to pitch your business, you know, find out about the loan process and the requirements, you know, find out about business credit. Do your research if you are trying to go down a path that you're going to need those things. So don't get stuck like, oh, you thought you was going to open up a restaurant with the money just in your little bank account, and what you got $5,000 in your bank account. That's not how it's going to work. You know what I'm saying? Like, do your research. If you start a new business, make sure you have financial discipline. That's something you have to consider, because make sure you know what to do with the money when you get it. Because don't take out a loan and then go ball out and never invest in your business, and you just get distracted from the goal and lose focus because of the temptation, and you end up messing up yourself before you even get started. And people might end up having their hands out. So you get them business loans, don't be telling everybody, because they don't see it as that. They see it as a loan. You got some money. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to put all of it into your business. You know, you gonna buy yourself something. So why you can't loan me $500? If you got a check for $10,000, why you can't loan me $500? I'm gonna get it right back to you before you got to give it to the bank, before you do your business stuff. They don't care about your business like you do. So make sure you have financial discipline, where when you do get your money for your business, and once your business start making money, you know how to handle it. You don't lose your mind.
I won't be defined, stars are aligned. What's for me is mine. I'm a whole lot of woman. I'm a whole lot of. I've been refined, beauty's divine. All things in God's time. I'm a whole lot of woman. I'm a whole lot of woman. This for all my women, 'cause you're a whole lot of woman. I'm a whole lot of woman. I'm a whole lot of woman. This for all my women, 'cause you're a whole lot of woman.